Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. So today is gonna be a pretty simple video. I was gonna do like some whole like TA and everything, but I don't think I need to do that. I'm extremely bullish on the market, and strictly because you have a huge gap on VIX, right? And these gaps don't last, right? Especially something this big. They usually tend to like watch. This gap was from 19 to open up 20, or like actually from 19, and then you opened up at 2072, right? That's a pretty big dollar gap, right? And the same thing here, right? You gap down on VIX 17 to 16, and then you ended up filling that gap that same day, right? Later that same day. Again, gap filled on VIX, big old hourly gap, and then that got filled actually a while later. So this was actually created on Tuesday, and then you didn't fill that till Thursday, so 3 days later, right? Same thing, gap, then filled, right? Gap on Friday, and then it filled on Monday, so a day after. So I'm really extremely bullish on the market, strictly because you do have this huge gap on VIX, and I really don't think this is gonna last a couple of. I think this won't last more than a couple of days. So it's either today or tomorrow, or possibly even Wednesday for CPI, or sometime this week. I think that this gets filled, and you actually have the market just absolutely just moonshot to the upside. But point being that it's gonna get filled, and it's gonna get filled soon. So I'm extremely bullish on the market. You did this gap here is wild though. You did close on what is it called, on Friday. You market closed at 4:30, and then you dumped to lows of 4:26, which is like a $4 drop, which is ridiculous for this to happen after hours, right? Or pre-market, really. So even though market looks really shitty right now, this massive gap drop is insane. I'm still pretty bullish on the market, strictly because of that VIX gap. And those VIX gaps always get filled, right? Eventually, right? And they get filled fast. So I'm not really too worried about the long side, even though you are kind of starting to sell off right here. You're starting to sell off a little nicely right here, right? Which probably means that the dollar's going up. Yeah, there you go. See? Dollar's going up, and it probably means VIX is also going up. Had a nice push. There you go. And then the VIX also, you're on that double bottom pattern. So you might see VIX run up to 1938 and then drop from there pre-market. But like I said, on the hour, you do have that huge gap here, right? Like this ridiculously huge gap. And that's really the only reason why I'm extremely bullish on the market. This whole thing is going to get filled, I say, in the next couple of days. So while you might see a drop soon on SPX, maybe, I think overall I'm pretty bullish for that gap getting filled, and then for this essentially to moon to the upside. But I think what's happening right now is you could possibly also just be looking at a retest of this break of trend again, because right, you're down here, you broke trend, probably coming down here to retest, and then you're gonna shoot up like to that, right? So eventually, I do think you're probably going back to these highs of Friday, like around where we closed that and stuff, somewhere around right here, right? I would definitely say you're probably headed back to like a 431, like 431-ish, like this order block right there. So I'd probably say you're probably gonna hit that top of trend channel, and I'm probably gonna start adding more longs. And actually, I do not have another channel here, so let's make another channel. Shout out to Steve for throwing these in the chat and showing us the channels and stuff, which is been super helpful. Now I usually just use the channels and like the weekly resistance and support, which end up doing extremely well. So yeah, definitely think we can come back, retest here, and then push up, right? But overall, like I said, pretty bullish on the market right now, just because the VIX has that huge gap, generally doesn't like to hold those gaps for too long. So I think we're headed back to 431. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.